So, if you know me at all, you know that I love action movies. I love kung fu, martial arts, action. I like my culture's action movies to an extent. I'm okay with the car chases, the explosions. I just think they're overdone. I'm not the biggest fan of the shaky cam action. I do find a lot of value in some of the scenes that a lot of movies that came out in America that are useful for American Hollywood. But I do feel like that other cultures and countries, their version of Hollywood and the stuff they create is not shown enough. And I know over the years their popularity has gotten really, really big across the country. The one movie I want to talk about today is Killzone 2. This movie, yeah, big thumbs up, because it's one of the best action movies I've ever seen. And to think that the guy who plays the main villain, Max Zhang, or Zhang, how you pronounce his last name, right? He plays a good guy in Ant-Man 3. The only difference is like the mustache and the fact that his sides of the hair is more trimmed and it's more like sideburns, and he just looks younger. Like, I didn't even know it was the same guy, because it's two different kinds of fight styles. But we can get more into that a bit later. I don't want to drag this on for too long. But Killzone 2, long story short, I highly recommend. It's a great movie, although the story is where it gets complicated. You follow an undercover cop, and the undercover cop ends up being, like, he's from a different part of China, and he's trying to expose this black market organization, and he is doing a pretty good job until he gets taken, like, hostage. And now he's at the mercy of the group he's been trying to pin this entire time. Now, a cop within the prison that this black market organization runs, he doesn't know any better. He's just working his job. He's trying to take care of his daughter, and his daughter she needs bone marrow, and it's very important that she gets like a bone marrow donor. Problem is that her type, like, I can't remember if it's blood type or whatever. Basically, not many people have the same type she does, and she can't find someone. So the dad is able to find one person, but just the phone is not, like, they're not being able to connect, and the person who was able to help his daughter lost their phone, so there's just a lot of uncertainty, and he's really sad. His boss picks up on that and goes, "Hey, you know what, since you're such a great worker, let me just kidnap this other girl." Yeah, kidnap another girl, and she's a perfect match for your daughter, and, like, you know, think of it like a bonus with your pay raise. And, like, just wow, like, you really feel a little more of a connection with the boss, but at the same time you're going, wow, what a dick. Because I never thought Max Zhang or Zhang could really pull off a good villain. Like, he does. And he's like that slick, like, hair gelled back in a suit type of guy, and part of you goes, damn, like, you're fucking cool. And the other part of you goes, wow, you're really freaking messed up. And when you finally get to see the boss in action, you realize, oh, this is what they're going up against. He is the warden of a jail cell. He runs a black market organization. He's been doing this for who knows how long. Everything's been under wraps. He has a butt ton of money, a butt ton of guys, and when the head of the prison, like your warden, is a bad cop, that is hard to go against. It's not like you just go quit your job. I mean, you kind of can, but when you're disinvolved into it, which is Tony Jaa's character, he's the one who's playing the cop within this prison environment. Like, his daughter's life is on the line. Like, he's gonna do whatever it takes. I mean, I do the same thing if I have a kid, and any parent would. Any good parent would. And it's hard. It's a tough story to sit through sometimes, and there's a lot of details where maybe because I have not watched the first Killzone. No, hold on, don't boo yet. I'm getting to it. I really am getting to it. But because I haven't watched the first Killzone, maybe I'm missing some details, but they're two different, like, it seems like two different parts of China, two different groups, because Donnie Yen was in the first one, he's not in the second, and so maybe I'm just missing some details along the way. So, to get to more of the story, basically, Tony Jaa's character, the police dad. I know he has an actual name, and then I honestly thought you could find the name on the back of a cover, but you can't. So basically, Tony Jaa, like the cop in the prison, he figures out that the person he's helping in the prison, this undercover cop who's thrown in there from the black market warden, boss, police chief. He's not a police chief. He's like a warden, whatever, right? He's trying to help him out because he feels a bit sorry for him, but at the same time, he's doing his job. He's not letting him get a call out. And there's a huge fight scene in the prison. Has one of the best tracking shots. I mean, I'll show as much as I can show. One of the best tracking shots I've seen in a movie, where the camera goes from upstairs to downstairs to back upstairs for the warden who, because this, while this is all happening, all the prison inmates are out of their cells. They're all fighting each other, fighting the police, the guards. It's just mass chaos everywhere. And he just walks around with no guns, no knives, just his bare hands, and he's fucking people up, just left and right. No one can lay a hand on him. Pull a knife? Too damn bad. Not gonna work on the warden. He is like a master of martial arts. Don't piss him off. And at the same time, you're following Tony Jaa's character, the police officer, and then the undercover police officer, who's, what's his name, played by Wu Jing, I believe. That was a double check. That could be wrong, but basically the Thai undercover cop, and they're going back and forth, and later on in the movie they become more or less partners. But it's just intense. It's the best tracking shot I've seen in an action movie, and I have to give that props, because wow, how many takes did that take? And it's a long shot. It's like, what, 2-3 minutes? It's long, and I think it's amazing. It's very inspiring to see long shots like that done well, because it's not something that's easy to do. And so, more or less, to kind of continue on, the undercover cop gets taken to another area where he's about to get, chopped up, parts sold to the black market, which is a scary thought. And his uncle is trying to help him every step of the way, but they just get caught and things get messy. The police officer, which is Tony Jaa's character, and his friend who helped him get the job in the prison, they ended up going over and rescue them. But then Tony's character gets kidnapped. Well, not kidnapped. He gets caught. He gets captured. And while the other three escape, the undercover cop and the best friend, they all are able to escape. It's not until the undercover cop runs into his daughter at the same hospital and realizes, hey, I'm the donor for this daughter. I can be the donor. What do you mean I need the dad's? Oh yeah, I do need the dad's permission, huh? Shoot, crap, that's the same guy that helped me out. I need to go get him. And this is kind of where it gets into the finale of the movie, where they go into this hospital and they're up on a really high floor, and it's like the nicest ballroom, meeting area, whatever it is in a hospital. At least I think it's a hospital. It's a giant building and has like the nicest freaking area ever. And so he gets the warden to bring Tony Jaa's character to this building, and it starts off with him just grabbing him, and they're using a translator to talk back and forth. Very nicely written. And after he gets him, he goes, oh, well, they just shut off the power, and we're literally going to have to, maybe not shut off the power, because there's lots of lights going on still, but they basically locked all the elevators, all the doors. They're trapped in this room. The only way to get out is to fight their way out. And they already disarmed all the guys by having them use their guns and get rid of all that. So everything left is just hands, feet, chains, pots, what you name it, jackets. And it's one of the most well choreographed fights that I've ever seen, and it heavily inspired me to film one of my most recent movies, the multi-man fighting, the 2 versus 1, and they're going against the warden, the police officer, the undercover cop, and then the warden. All 3 of them fight a very magnificent fight. It's one of my favorite ones in cinema history. Like, I can't think of another fight as far as a 2 versus 1 goes that I like more than this one. It's literally one of my favorite ones. Now, Is it better than the first one? I've heard a lot of people tell me, well, it's a little too fast paced, like, and they go fast, slow, a little too much, but to me it has like the perfect amount of intensity and it shows enough of what's going on. And I can only really find like one cut to where I'm like, okay, that cut was way too quick, how'd he get back on his feet? But whatever. And I can't really find many errors with it. Like, they're slim to none. And do I agree that there should have been more like that tracking shot in the prison? Yes. But do I think it's really, really well done the way it is done? Yes. I mean, some parts are slowed down, some parts are sped up, you got some close-ups, you got some far-away shots. It has the right combination of everything you want in a well-choreographed action scene. And it's intense. And when you think it's over, it's not over. And to not really spoil the ending, things work themselves out in a way that you may or may not expect, which is good. The story gets a solid A from me. The music to go with it, yeah, I mean, only the big choir moments tend to have me remember the music from those. So I remember a lot of the fight scene type of music. As far as like the atmospheric types, I don't think those are really memorable, but they fit the mood to where, you know, the stuff that's going on, I think it's perfect regardless. So, story, great. Music, great. The choreography, great. Obviously, the acting's great. They're professionals. They know what they're doing. Would I recommend it? Yes. I'd always recommend it. Can I say it's better than the first one? Not yet, because I have to go watch the first one. Yeah, I went a little out of order on this one. It is called Killzone 2, and for some reason they made a third one, which I just found out about like a few weeks ago, called Paradox. SPL3 Paradox. I'm not even sure if it ever came out in America. Maybe that is the American release date, but then why isn't it just called Killzone 3? I have no idea. And I am going to go back to the point system because letter grading movies that I watch and enjoy is kind of, I think it's kind of too generic. It's not pinpoint enough. So I'm going to give Killzone 2 a number grade out of 1 through 10. I'm going to give it like a 9.2 out of 10. Just because the story is hard to follow. Some of the music I think in areas could have been a little better. The choreography, I do think they could have used less fast and slow shots and maybe fixed a couple of the jump cuts within there. If they would have taken the prison scene and then the final scene and had like a little more of a mix between those two, I would have probably enjoyed it slightly better, but for how it's done, it's very, very well done. 9.2 out of 10. Watch it, recommend it. While we watch it a second time though, just so you can better understand everything, because as I'm reviewing it after watching it a first time, I'm having a hard time remembering character names, building locations. I just get the general story and idea best across. But yeah, I'm still missing details. But it's worth watching a second, third, fourth, fifth, 10th time. Not all within 2 days, but you know, it's a good movie. So that's it. Next movie that I'm planning to look at is a long time coming and also highly requested. Birth of the Dragon. What did I think about it? You'll find out next time when I do another movie review. That being said, have a great day, guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you like videos such as these. And as always, take care.